Hello and welcome to Norwood News. Today is Friday, August 13th, and I'm your host, Kristen McDonald. It is great to have you with us as we end another week here in Norwood. Behind the scenes, the Rec Department is planning for Norwood Day. A large portion of Norwood Day is funded by donations from local businesses, and the town is grateful to accept a significant donation of $5,000 from Norwood Bank. President and CEO John Galvani presented the donation.
This town amazes me every day in terms of what they do for their residents. We have a fair amount of employees who grew up in Norwood, who remain in Norwood, and it's our way to say thank you for everything the town has done for us, and we feel it is important for us to support the town as well.
We can't wait to see what fun is in store for Norwood Day. Mark your calendars. Norwood Day 2021 is Saturday, September 18th. Festivities begin at 10 a.m. The Community Preservation Committee teamed up with the Rec Department for some renovations to the Lower Balch Playground. Existing courts were resurfaced, and the new and improved outdoor nature education area was completed just in time for the upcoming school year. Rec Department Director Travis Farley shares additional details.
We've resurfaced the old skate park and basketball court, which we're very excited about. Those two spaces can obviously use for basketball, but the old skate park we're hoping that can be used for futsal, for street hockey. We're going to be using that for recreational programs, after school passive recreation. And then one other item that we just added was the frog, which completes the outdoor classroom that we just installed. We're hoping that this ties in very well to outdoor recreational programming, and also the St. Street Lot nature trail that they're about to put in, so that can be used for that as well. So we're very excited about these updates that we just installed as well.
More additions are coming this fall. Look out for things like an ADA ramp and additional benches throughout the park. Thanks to all for a job well done. We'll be right back with some pool safety tips and an update on DPW projects happening around town. Welcome back. Sunday is the last day of the season at Father Mac's Pool. Starting Monday, August 16th, Hawes Pool will be open every day from 1 to 6 p.m. until Sunday, August 29th. Lifeguard Director Catherine Lee shares safety tips for swimming at your own home pool or a friend's.
The biggest thing is to be vigilant. Obviously, it's never safe for anyone to swim alone, regardless of your abilities or age. So it's always a smart choice to tell someone that you're going swimming. If you have your own pool, swim with a buddy. The biggest thing is for the little ones at home, always just to stay vigilant. If you have gates, make sure those are locked. It's always a good idea to triple check, even if your small children are using any of like the flotation devices. Sometimes that can give a false sense of security, so it's always best just to keep an eye on them at all times. Also to set your own boundaries for the pool, whatever you're comfortable with, different things like that, especially if you have people visiting your pool. If you think of it, you're responsible for everyone going in there, so just to set those your own boundaries and always to be vigilant.
Thanks, Catherine. Contact the Recreation Department with any questions. 781-762-0466. Earlier in the summer, Sarah Winthrop, Assistant Director of Public Works Project Manager, outlined two main projects that would be happening around town this summer: road resurfacing and water main relining. This week, Sarah updated us on the progress and where the work is currently happening.
As you can see, we're standing in front of a newly formed sidewalk and driveway apron here on Monroe Street, and they're going to pour today. So updating you on our road project, we're about halfway through. We're trying to button up some streets around the schools. If you drive through town, you'll see that Railroad Ave is dug up, and here on Monroe Street and down on in front of the Coakley Middle School, you'll see that being done. We're pushing the contractor to have all those roads completed by the school year, which is in a few weeks, so you'll see a lot of work happening. And other than that, we're going to move on to the other about 13 or 14 roads we have scheduled to be repaved. So that's our road project. Let's see, we have a water project going on, and if you head down towards, which we really don't want you to do, but in case you're driving by Bruce Road, Lane Drive, that area, and then on over to Hillshire, you'll see some water main bypass that's been sitting around for a little while. We're hoping to get positive results or negative results for any type of bacteria in the lines, and then you'll see more work done over there digging up the pipes and cleaning and lining them. So that's about it for our projects. If you want any more information, give me a call. My name's Sarah Winthrop, Town of Norwood, over at Town Hall. As for me, call. I'll be happy to answer any questions anytime. Thank you.
We will talk to Sarah in a few weeks for a water lining update in the Lane Drive area. Now we're going to toss it over to Mike Maloof for this week's sports update.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Sports Update. I'm Mike Maloof. The fall season is quickly approaching and teams are gearing up for what we hope will be a successful fall for the Mustangs. Next week, we will break down the schedules and highlight some of the big games for each team, but this week, we caught up with Coach Lopes and he gave us some exciting news he received earlier this summer.
So it's the Don Schuler Award. Every NFL team nominates one coach from the area. So there's 32 nominations for the regional coach of the year, and then the national coach of the year. We go into a pool, and then I don't know how they decide. I'm still waiting to find out. I don't think they've announced that yet. They just announced the regional one. So it's, like I said, the New England Patriots nominated me. Every other team in the NFL nominates someone, and then they come out with the one big Don Schuler Award.
Lopes was honored to be nominated for the award.
It was awesome. It was, I was just sitting one day, I get a text message from a number I don't know, and it says, "Hey coach, it's Andre Tippett. Do you mind if I call you in 15 minutes? I was like, "Yeah, it's Andre Tippett, sure." My phone rings, talking to him. Just a real good dude, very formal to start, and talked about, I remember back in the early 2000s when you played, and he has some kids that are a little younger than me, but he's in the area. I think he lives in Sharon, but you could tell he's just a football guy. Talking, and then as we started getting over, he did the whole congratulations, whatever. Then we just started talking shop, and he's just such a great guy. You know what I mean? And he's the ambassador for like all the local stuff to the Patriots. So it was just really cool getting a phone call from him.
The Mustangs are coming off a league title and look to have a similar outcome this year.
Yeah, I mean, we said it outside earlier, I don't think we'll be as big as we were last year, but we're going to be very athletic, and we had our last passing league on Wednesday night, and I told the kids, now is when everything starts to really ramp up, right? And we kind of put a bullseye on our back last year and did some things I don't think everyone expected us to do, and I tell those guys is wear it with pride. I love a bullseye. I want to be the team that walks through the Tri-Valley and everyone's trying to knock us off. We got a great group of kids. We just did equipment now. We're going to have a tough group, athletic group, and I think we'll win a lot of football games, so we'll see what happens. Norwood's a great community. The best part is, everybody cares. You get people around town that don't even have ties to the football team but are always wondering how we're doing. Come out and watch us. We're excited to be part of it. We want everybody to see what we're doing because we're doing good things. So everybody, if you can, come up to the field and watch us play.
Congrats, Coach. That's an honor well deserved. We look forward to covering another successful Mustang football season this year. Well, that's all for sports. Make sure you follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Kristen, back to you.
Thanks, Mike. In government, Monday night, the Middle School Building Committee began their meeting with a presentation by representatives from AI3 and Compass Project Management. James Jordan provided a preferred schematic design and schedule update to the committee that included a submission to the MSBA in January and then MSB board approval and a Norwood Town meeting vote following that. After a brief discussion, the committee then went on to discuss the site and building layout plans. Kristen Kendall of AI3 provided some updates on the plans.
As Jim mentioned earlier, there have been some updates to the site and building plans that were a response to the feedback from the programming meetings and the FAS and MSBA review. These changes aligned with some of the internal studies that we have had in progress and further advanced the design. The larger moves on the site plan include turning the front access drive to the south away from the edge of the auditorium to allow for the playground and the outdoor play to be moved to abut the building. This allows direct access for the students without having to cross that access drive. There was also a shift to move the student commons to the front public zone of the building, which has allowed the realignment of the 3 teams' wings on the back so that everyone has equitable green space at the ends of each wing. As we step closer into the first floor plan, we see how some of the previously mentioned large moves advance the floor plans. Like I said, Team 1 shifts into the private zone and aligns with Teams 2 and 3 to create a more symmetrical classroom experience. These wings will be further developed using color and graphics in the interior to activate the corridors and give the teams separate identities, which will aid in team cohesion and wayfinding.
To end the meeting, the committee discussed the athletic fields and the net zero and sustainability design. The next middle school building committee meeting will be September 13th. The Trails Advisory Committee held their Tuesday night meeting in the library of the Senior Center. The meeting began with a Saint Street update and talk about the committee's upcoming events. These events include an Eagle Scout Project Work Party, Trail Maintenance Work Party, Norwood Day, and Norwood's 150th. The committee then discussed trail reports and the open space plan. To end the meeting, members covered previous tabled items such as subcommittee topics and CPA projects. The Airport Commission met Wednesday afternoon at the airport. The airport is hiring an airport commissioner, and the position will be posted soon by the town manager's department. Russ McGuire presented the airport manager's report, and it was approved by the board. The board also approved 2 payments for AIP projects regarding a taxi lane at the airport. Several commercial permits were approved by the airport for fiscal year 2022. Before adjournment, board member Michael Sheehan addressed a misprint in the Norwood record regarding a beaver situation at the Norwood Country Club.
I do want to comment on one correspondence, the 10-day emergency beaver or muskrat permit. I just want to comment to the public, I am not on the Conservation Commission as indicated in the local newspaper, and I made no motions or efforts to remove the beavers. This is from the Conservation Commission and not from the Airport Commission, and I am not a member of the Conservation Commission.
The commission meets next in September. For complete government coverage, tune into the NCM Government Channel or watch on demand at norwoodcommunitymedia.org. Stay tuned after this break for more town news. Welcome back. The Saint Street Park Community Planning Group met on site Thursday for a detailed tour. The central theme of the park is a minimal nature walk. Basic additions like bike parking, picnic tables, and benches will be implemented to highlight natural vegetation. We can also expect to see raised overlooks to enjoy the riverfront view. In terms of accessibility, there are 6 gateways for entry and exit and tons of space for parking. Residents were happy to finally see the proposed park area.
They're going to have some boardwalks. I love boardwalks. And that one of the things that they're considering for out here where there's a natural drainage place that they don't want to disturb, but they're going to be able to continue the trail over it using the boardwalk. So that's a nice, that's a nice design thought.
This type of tour is helpful to visualize elements in the future park. Things like a nature play area, stabilized soil paths, and boardwalks are all things we can look forward to. Since the area is subject to water, stormwater infrastructure has also been accounted for in the cohesive design plan. For more information on the park plans, contact Holly Jones from the Conservation Commission. Last weekend, bicyclists from all over the region joined together for the annual Pan Mass Challenge. The mission of this ride is to raise funds for cancer research and treatment at Dana-Farber Cancer Institute. This year, Norwood Fire Lieutenant Joe Mon completed the race in honor of firefighter Joe Belanti, who lost his battle with job-related cancer this year.
Every year I ride the PMC. I started basically because my mother passed away from cancer about 30 years ago. I decided it was important to raise money for Dana-Farber for cancer research. And over the past few years, we've seen more than a few years, but we've seen in the fire service, firefighters are twice as likely to come down with a cancer diagnosis. Over the past year, we've lost Johnny Belanti, who was a 25-year career firefighter here. He retired in July, was diagnosed in September, and passed away a year and a half later. So I feel it's very important that we're raising money for cancer research and supporting that cause. like I always say, until there's a cure, I'll keep pedaling. So hopefully we can get the support of the town.
Well, that's all for Norwood News. To stay up to date with Norwood Community Media, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. As always, thank you so much for watching. Have a great weekend.